Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video. Today we're going to be looking at a game called ExoCorps. It is available on Steam right now. It is a multiplayer first-person shooter with a space edge. You play a guy in a spacesuit that you can fire multiple things from your multi-rifle. You've got to face against opponents. You've got general first-person shooter modes like capture the flag and just team mode and stuff. What makes this interesting is that you can fight on a number of different platforms, some with zero gravity, and you've got a jetpack that you've got to use to try and traverse the ground and make your way across. It's a really interesting concept and an interesting take on a normal FPS game. I kind of like it. It's not bad. The biggest problem right now is that the AI isn't amazing and there's not a lot of people playing it. For a game like this that really requires multiplayer, it needs some eyes on it, and hopefully if the servers pick up, we'll be able to play it in multiplayer. But for now, we are going to be sticking with the single player modes, and we're going to have a look and see what it's all about. So we'll start the settings menu, and we'll have a look at what are the things you can do, and then we'll jump into the game and show you what it's really all about. Okay, so these are the settings. You've got system settings, display settings, sound settings, and key binding. Your system settings could quite easily go into the display settings, to be honest, and just have it as graphics, or probably go into the key settings. They could go somewhere where they're not. They don't need a separate menu for them. What I will say is that the mouse sensitivity starts on 20. Way too sensitive. I knocked it straight down to 10. Some of you might even go down to 5. Mouse sensitivity is it's a bit much. It's a bit much. Your display settings, there isn't actually a huge amount here at all. Motion blur you want to switch off straight away. We'll put VSync on. I don't know why it wasn't. Lens flare, distortion, bloom, ambient occlusion, that's all pretty good. Your environmental detail, you go up to high. You've got your anti-aliasing, you've got your shadow quality, and then your just general quality and your max frame rate there as well. Not a huge amount. What I will say is this game is very pretty. For how barren it is, the shadows are absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere that the game kind of creates whilst you're looking in this world. If you weren't trying to shoot and kill drones, you would actually probably enjoy it quite a lot. So yeah, there could probably be a bit more in the graphics, honestly, to see how you could really push this game a bit farther. But it's not bad. It's not a bad menu. There's a lot there. What I will say is, again, they only have windowed or full screen. They don't have like a borderless full screen, and it's very obvious when you alt tab on a single monitor. It takes a while for you for it to realize what you're doing, and that can be a bit jarring. So it would be nice to see a borderless full screen added there, or a borderless windowed would be really nice. But outside of that, not bad, not bad. Your sound settings, they all start at 5. Now this is really nice. This is something that I wish a lot more games would do. A lot more games start it off at like maximum volume from the get-go, blows your ears off, and you generally can't change it until you get to past the tutorial or until you get past the starting cinematic or whatever. This starts you off at 5, which is about halfway, and it's nice. It's a nice thing. I'm glad that they've done that. If more games companies could do that, that'd be great. Key bindings, you've got a lot of things that you can do. It's nice that they've got team talk on there and stuff like that, which is good. Not really like, you've got your number pads, but you can switch between your multi-rifle just using your middle mouse wheel, which is nice. Outside of that, there's not really a lot. I wouldn't say you need to rebound, honestly. Like, it's all pretty standard. Turn left and right. I don't know why they're arrows, because you use your mouse to turn, so I don't know why they've made that a thing. But yeah, outside of that, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward movement controls, and they're really your options. Not a bad little options menu. Could do with a few things adding, maybe. Like I say, the system settings could easily be put in with key binding. Honestly, like it's to do with controls. They're not really like system. They're not what I'd expect system settings to be. Just to condense it a bit more and make it a bit easier. But outside of that, it's a good menu. Let's jump in and see what other options we've got available. Okay, so you've got your guy here. Now, it is a first person, so you don't really see your guy. And when you're playing against the AI, you're playing drones. So, again, this is very heavily dependent on if the game actually gains some traction and if people start playing it. Then you can customize your camouflage. They don't have a lot of options, but they've got some options, and they're pretty good. They work really well. It'd be nice if it changed it on the gun as well, honestly, or just having separate one for the gun would be kind of cool. But it's not a bad selection, and you don't have to work your way through to earn it, which is nice. You just have to select them. What I will say is that the enemies, especially when you're playing against AI, are all highlighted anyway. So it kind of negates the point of having camo in the first place, because it automatically locks on and you detect them and you can see them. It'd be nice if that wasn't the case, if they were just there without big glaring green boxes around them. And then you've got flag, which is coming soon. I'm assuming that's for capture the flag mode. It'd be kind of cool if they had some customization for that, some little images or whatever. But this is version 0.0.01, so I'm assuming they're planning on adding more if it goes well. But that's your customization settings there. You can then go into your community. You've got Discord server, Steam forums, weekly events, official website, mailing list, etc., which would be kind of useful, especially if you're looking for games. And speaking of games, let's go in. We'll have a look at what options you've got available for your actual game setting. Here are the game modes you've got. Tutorial, which is a really nice way of getting a feel for your movement and stuff. It's not a very complex game, but there are some things that you do need to know, and it gives you a good idea of how sensitive everything is. So if you wanted to jump in and get everything so that it's most comfortable for you, the tutorial is probably the easiest way of doing that. Then you've got play offline. It's very good that this is here because, as I've said, there isn't a lot of people playing online right now. You've got your game mode, you've got capture the flag, team deathmatch, and then just straight up deathmatch. You've got your map. So you've got your different areas. There's only 5 maps right now. Mars apparently doesn't have a preview. The dunes at night look fucking stunning. They really do. The moon is incredibly eerie, especially when you've got the sun coming on you as well. And obviously you're in zero gravity when you're on that. You've got the monument and you've got strata. So there's not many maps that you can choose from, and it doesn't have a random setting right now, which would be nice if they added. And then you just start game. You've also got join and host match. If you click join match, as you can see, there is a few servers here and nobody playing. Nobody. There's just none. None at all. And that could be a death match for use the pun, but this could be a death sentence for the game. If nobody's playing on a mainly multiplayer centric game, the game's dead on arrival, which is not good because, like I say, this game has potential. You can host a match and do it however you want, but again, I think you'd be struggling to get anybody to join up. Outside of that, I would suggest join the Discord server, see if there's people that want to play, host a private match, do it off there. So to show you what it's going to be like, or what the gameplay is like, we're going to go in for just a team deathmatch. We'll keep the bot skill, we'll keep the amount of bots there, versus bots ratio is fine. Like, you got a time limit you can have, you can force respawn, I would say yes. Just make it easier on yourself. We'll go on the dunes because the dunes are pretty, and jump in. Now, what is nice is that it is no load time. Like there is no load time at all. So do you see what I mean about just the straight up awful green boxes that are around your teammates and your enemies, no matter what happens? The textures aren't great, but it's very pretty. It's very easy. Very odd. I like the fact that it is at night. Like the stars and the atmosphere is really nice. It is a very sensitive game. Like this is on 10, and as you can see, the mouse is still a bit all over the place. You press Q to glide, and you've got your jammer and your cloak, which is to press Z. You've got your little gun, which you can scroll through. You've got a dart launcher, an autocannon, a laser, a plasma rifle, a railgun, a minigun, and then you're back to a laser, which is kind of cool. I like the fact that there is so many. If you get shot, it doesn't really show you how much health you've got left. Like you just get hit a couple of times and then you're kind of dead. You do have flares which you can use if somebody decides to shoot at you, which don't work all that well. The sound assets on the game could be a little bit better. They sound a bit lackluster, which isn't ideal. And you've got 3x zoom. The problem with that is that zooming with the right mouse click, you can't then unzoom from stage 1. You have to go through stage 2. It can take a little while, and if you were against another player and you zoom by accident, then you are cream crackered. Oh god, I'm gonna die. So again, it does kind of show you where your enemies are all the time, which is kind of, it's not ideal. And there's no feedback. There's no feedback with this game. You don't know whether you've hit or not. Like it doesn't give a clear indication. It doesn't make it feel like you've hit something. And with some of them, the screen shake on some of the weapons, it just, I think it's the railgun or the autocannon. Oh yeah, it's the autocannon. You can't turn that off. Like you'd think by turning motion blare off would have done that, but you can't. And then you die. So this is really what the game is, and going against the AI, it's not that fun. I could see it being kind of cool if you were to play this against some friends. Like if you were to take some friends and have a blast, then do that, because I could see it being a little bit fun. It needs stuff adding to it. I don't know if they're planning on adding to it, but right now it's a bit bare bones. And like I say, the flares don't really work. You get told that you're being shot at. You can't really avoid them. And when you shoot at the enemy, it doesn't really give you much feedback. So it needs some improvement in that area. But it's not bad. It's not a terrible game. I've definitely seen worse. The minigun sounds fucking horrendous as well. The sound assets could be better. The gun model's not bad. Like, they've definitely cut some corners by just having a one gun meets all kind of mentality. And your missiles that you get are kind of, you know, they don't have any accuracy going on. But this is it. This is ExoCorps. Like I say, the shadow work and everything is really cool. The shadow work's really, really good. But it needs more. It needs a player base. It needs more adding to it. It needs better sound equipment for it to, or sound assets for it to be good. And maybe not such lackluster sort of environments. Like, they're very pretty, but they're very samey. You know, there's not a huge amount going on in them. It would be nice if there was some buildings or something. But there you are, guys. This is Exo. This is ExoCorps. You can don a spacesuit and a jetpack and go and shoot drones till your heart's content. It's not bad. It's not brilliant. Could be better. Not a bad attempt, and an interesting idea on the FPS genre. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.